All right, tell us about your track journey and how you ended up where you're at now, which is Kent State.
That's it's a long one. Track journey. I'm not gonna started in high school. Freshman year, my boy Tony, he really wanted me to join the track team because I was on his middle school team. He graduated a year ahead of me, so I was on the middle school team for one more year, and I came up to high school. So he really wanted me to join. He got me to contact with the coach because he was real close with him. And I'm not gonna lie, the journey was long. I was the fastest in middle school, but going to high school, I was not even top three, top four. So I was actually experimenting with different events. I started off with hurdles, then he got me in high jump, and then I was doing sprinting here and there, but that was only in relays. But then I worked. It literally took almost 2 years until yeah, um freshman and sophomore year until I was actually like, okay, I could do the sprinting thing. I was still a hurdler. I broke the high school record um for the 300 hurdles in my junior year. I ran the stadium record for the 100 and 200 my junior year, so it took a while. I'm not gonna lie. um, that junior year is what really helped me because that year I did not know I wasn't going to have a senior year. I didn't know. Like I'm thinking, all right, I got one more year ahead of me, but I popped off this junior year, so that's when Penn State got into contact with me. Solely because we had an athlete go before me. Her name is Liana Torado, and she ran distance for Kent State. So they was already like, hey, if you got more athletes, send them our way. And basically, I got lucky for that one.
Where'd you go to high school?
Uh, I'm from New York, but I um I moved my freshman year of high school to a place in Pennsylvania called Lancaster, and the school is called J.P. McCaskey.
Okay, cool. Shout out JP McCaskey.
Yeah.
Do you always know that you wanted to run, or were you playing other sports to that, made you think like, hey, I don't like these sports. I want to just stick to running, or how did you end up with track?
Not even when I was a little little, I was always playing a sport. I think that my first ever sport was like baseball, and then I realized that was the sport I realized I was fast. There was always I remember this day like it was yesterday. It was a drill where two people staying at home base and we ran opposite ways. So I ran like the third, he ran the first, and we ran around the whole diamond and see who gets back to home plate first. And I always won that drill. But when games came, I was never able to hit the ball to show off my speed. So I left baseball. I even tried basketball, but that didn't turn out. I mean, um, yeah, that just wasn't my sport.
I
But
feel
then that was football. Football was like probably the second best. I mean, it complemented my speed perfectly. At my age, I had very big hands to grab and catch the ball when I needed to. I was a great wide receiver. I was uh probably the second best in our little school district wide receiver wise. So it was running wasn't always, you know, the main like I didn't think track was gonna be the way to college, but honestly I didn't like I said, I didn't even start track to high school. I was doing football for at least middle school up to high school sophomore year. So I thought that was the route, but
yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of track athletes, like, I mean, you're playing other sports and then you just are like, hey man, I'm fast. Like, let's do this thing. Yeah. Have you suffered any setbacks in your career that you've had to bounce back from?
that's actually a funny story. That's how I got this whole track thing going. My eighth grade year of middle school, obviously. Eighth grade year, playing football. It's no joke. Literally the first game, first play, first quarter of the entire game, I break my wrist. Like it was a nasty break. It went through the skin. People was like, it was bad. Um, long story short, it took a long recovery. I missed the whole football season. I missed the whole basketball season. And I'm thinking I ain't got nothing else left. So, but luckily I had a gym coach that was the track coaches. He was one of the track coaches, he was a thrower, and he actually got me into track, not knowing anything about the sport. I'm thinking the sport's for old people. I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. And next thing you know, I've been doing it for 10 plus years now. And then my sophomore year of college, so 2 years ago, I ended up blowing my knee out. It was unfortunately the year that my Kent State won, the track and field team won the championship, our conference championship. Love those guys. I'm glad they won, but that was the one year I I happened to blow my knee out and couldn't compete.
You're still pushing the guys in practice though, yeah.
Yeah. Came back the next year and um came back like I never left. I actually took a full year of recovery and I was doing the rehab. I was doing the stretching and exercises to get my knee back to where it was and better. And the next year I came back better than ever, honestly.
That's awesome. That's taking a setback and turning it into a huge comeback.
Yeah.
Is there a track athlete that you look up to?
This might be people are gonna say this is I gotta be original, but you can't go wrong with Noah Lyles. Noah Noah Lyles is probably like I feel like he complements my person like we're personality on personalities like collide because when I'm on the track, I'm the type of if I win, you're gonna know I won. Like that's who Noah Lyles is. Like he's that you see him on TV because he exploded when he won the 100, 200, and 4x1. Like he's just a what do you call it? Like a expressive guy. And that's what I look at like that's what I want to be. That's what when I want if I get to that level, that's what I want to do. I want to show people that I work for this and I'm good. That's what Noah Lyles does.
So the crowd, even if they can't see who wins and you know you won, everyone's immediately aware.
Yeah. You're gonna see you and he's the most flashy person. Like he's a big anime guy. So he'll wear anime socks before during the race or when he went he one time he dyed his hair so it looked like Goku. And when he won, he looked like he leveled up like Goku does. So it's always a great time watching him. And that's what I want to do. Make people enjoy watching track and field.
That's awesome. I love that. What are some goals you have for yourself this season?
Oh, well, we're the team I have now, we're a big team, so and our coach is great. So like we have obviously the goal of winning conference, but I had now we even talked about this in track, I mean in practice. We have individual goals, and my goal is to make it to the national level for the 200, um, break the school record for the 4x1, help my 4x1 team get the nationals, maybe get some medals at nationals. But that's pretty much the goal. I want to, and if you talk about like individual events, my goal is to hit that marker of 20 point whatever. I'm just trying to get that, break that 21, you know? I always been close. I always had last year at 21-1, 21-0, 21-1 consistently. So I'm trying to break that and get into them 20 points.
That's awesome. Let's see it happen.
Yeah.
Do you have any pre-match superstitions? Do you have to put your left shoe on first, or what's getting your mind right, or what do you have to follow every time?
I mean, shout out to my high school track guys, but before every meet, we just the guys on my team now don't know I like this is something I do all the time, but I'll gather them up. Don't matter if we're running against each other or we're running in the relay or we're running totally two different events. Gather guys up, bow our head, pray, and we always gotta not even much pray, but just like hype each other up and like because like not everybody believes in that, but um if we're not praying, we're all hyping each other up, telling us what we're gonna do at this meet right now. Just I feel like if you say it, it'll come true. Say it, then you believe it. Believe it, say it, then it happens. So that's what I do. I always say what I gotta say, what I want to do to the guys, and the guys tell me back, and we hold each other accountable for it.
That's awesome. Speaking it into existence there.
Yeah.
What is your favorite track that you've ever ran on? And then your least favorite?
Hmm, that's hard. It's gonna be shade. I'm not gonna lie. But favorite track, hands down, has to be the Armory in New York. It's the if we're talking about indoor, it's probably the best indoor track you could possibly go to. Uh, Hands down. Bank track. Uh, it's just a beautiful track. Outdoors is the Penn Relays track. That track is obviously the best because you got Olympians that run on there. You got college athletes that run on there. High school, they hold this big old event. Like, you can't beat that track. I'm sorry. And then the least favorite, sorry, it's gonna have to be like it's gonna have to be Akron's track. Akron's track is there.
That's funny. That's a rival for you too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Had to throw some shade there.
Yeah.
What does it take for you? What does it take to be a Division 1 track athlete?
Um, Not gonna lie, it's definitely hard. I'm not gonna say it's harder than other sports, but like we're a sport that you have to be top tier to get noticed. It's like you're not gonna click on ESPN to go watch track and field. You're gonna click ESPN to go watch football, basketball. So to become a Division 1 track athlete, you gotta be mentally and physically prepared. But obviously, I feel like the physical is gonna come with it. Like if you work hard enough, you're gonna get what you want to get. But that mental part, that's the hardest part because Division 1 athlete, the way people see it is not you're just not an athlete, you're a student athlete. And they, especially at Kent State, they emphasize that all the time. If you want to be an athlete, you gotta be a student first. So you gotta go through classes upon classes and practices. And sometimes they're one right after each other, or you gotta figure out a way to get to one spot when you have like it's a lot of mental things that go in to becoming a Division 1 track and field athlete.
Yeah,
And like I said, like football, you probably got so much leeway because you're like a lot of colleges. This is where that's where the money comes. Like football's football. Everybody's watching football, so they get all the special benefits. But track, this is what you got to do. There's no changing it up. You got to be here, 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 and you got to bring your A game every day. Like it's definitely a mental game.
what is your favorite training drill and also your least favorite training drill?
Oh, favorite training drill. Favorite training drill has to be like I don't know if it's a march. You like it's like a skip, but you're striking down, and you do like you skip forward for like 30 meters, and then you go backwards, and there's different variations. Like A march is just straight up and down. B skips is come up, you kick out a little bit, and you get faster as you go on. That has to be the favorite because that's what you can really implement into the race. If you get that down, you're moving. Least favorite, least favorite drill would have to be fast leg. It's where you have to keep one leg straight and the other one has to cycle, and you have to be moving almost as fast as you can while doing both. So it's like you're straight legging and running with one leg at the same time. I, it's a lot of thinking all in one, all for one drill. That's my least favorite one.
Yeah, definitely. What is your most memorable track achievement to this day?
Mm, I'm not gonna lie. College was great, but it's what got me here. So it has to be the high school national meet. I competed for a summer team, which took us to like USATF nationals, and we competed in California. And now we're going against the best of the best kids from all over the world, all over the United States competing at this meet. And obviously, everybody got their times out, so you know who's gonna win and who's gonna come in second, maybe, and who's not going to make it. And around that time, I didn't have the fastest 200, so nobody's expecting me to even get past the prelims. But um, first 200 race comes, and there was the prelims, semifinals, and then finals. So many races I had to do. Prelims, I snuck into the semifinals. But I literally caught two people at the end of the race by a lean, snuck into the semifinals. Semifinals, and that was a PR. That's when I ran 21.6 as a junior first time. Then semifinals came. I had the worst lane, not predicted to make it to the finals. Caught four people at the end of the race, made it to the finals, PR'd again, running 21.4, 21.4, 21.5. Then finally made it to the finals. And I was at it around four to three people came in fifth, sixth, or whatever. And that's what literally got my eye. Like that's when Kent State saw I had offers from like Pitt, Iowa. Like that was the meet that started this whole thing. So,
That was the one. They picked you, they saw you, and they were like, we need him on our team.
and that's when I was finally able to prove I'm not, because I had to do hurdles. I broke the school record, cool, but I didn't want to do the hurdles. I obviously didn't have the physical, like, I'm tall, but not tall enough. Like Grant Holloway is like 6'4", best hurdler in the United States. I'm not that height. Hurdles only get higher. I'm not built for the hurdles. That was the day I finally got to show my speed and show people I could do this sprinting. Like I'm built for this.
It's amazing. What social media page do you think does the best job of covering track and field and promoting it?
Instagram
Is there a certain page on Instagram?
is mostly like the mile splits. I know everybody watch mile split. If something crazy happens, it's on mile split. Mile split. Like there was I remember this like yesterday. My boy Terrence Laird. He's he incredible guy. He went from Penn State, didn't work out, so he went to JUCO. Then he went from JUCO to LSU, and now he's running pro. And I remember he was like quiet. I don't know where he went, like what happened to him. Next thing you know, he's popping off LSU's number one 200 sprinter, 100 sprinter, and mile splits posting it. Like everybody sees it. First, it happens on mile split, and if it's on mile split, sooner or later it's going to go to ESPN. That's how it goes. If you
That's the
get if
go.
you
That's the go page.
Yeah, if you find your way to mile split, then you're going places. Like right now, this kid Quincy, that's all I see on mile split. He's tearing the track up right now.
That's awesome. Where does he go?
Bullis, I think.
Okay.
I think it's a school in the DMV, but that's a real school, real good school. And that kid is a freak of nature.
That's cool. That's a good shout out.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. We covered it, your track journey, what you're participating in, setbacks, superstitions. Um, we did them all. So I appreciate you taking the time, man. Seriously. On your birthday, really cool
Yeah.
that you got on, and we do appreciate it.